Dallas Cowboys are back. That's it. I said it.
That took all of 1 week. The Cowboys are most definitely not back. We might have a better chance of just keeping the defense on the sideline, letting the team score right away just so we could get the offense back on the field. That's how bad this defense is. You know, they give you a little hope. I mean, maybe it's just the Commanders being that bad that made our defense actually look good. The Jets offense made the Cowboys defense actually look good, but they are most definitely not back. I don't know if Eberflus actually kept the changes that he made in the Commanders game and implemented them into this game against Denver. I know there were some man plays. I don't have the exact percentage, but overall, it doesn't matter. The amount of open receivers that this team gives up is unreal. I've never seen a defense give up so many wide open receivers, wide open running backs, wide open tight ends. I've never seen something like that. And the Cowboys have had some very bad defenses in the last 15 years. I'm not fully done with this team. You know, I still think that this team could make the playoffs, but I hate the whole let's just punt this season and we'll just keep our draft picks and go for it in the next year or two. It doesn't work like that. I hate that, because what's going on this season may not happen next season. You may not have George Pickens. And honestly, with some of the comments that Jerry Jones makes me think that this is a one and done with George Pickens. And I think, honestly, this is going to be a one and done with Kenny Clark as well. So, the whole holding on to picks and then going for it in the future, it doesn't work like that. Dak's going to be another year older. God forbid an injury happens next year or the year after. That's basically just kills the season. You can't just look for the future. You can't, that's why I hate, going into a season, you end up going, say you get to the playoffs and you lose one and done, or you get into the championship and you lose. And then you're like, well, we had a good season. It's just a building season onto next year. What happened this year may not happen next year. It may not happen 2 years from now. It may not happen 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, etc. Nothing is guaranteed. And honestly, there's really not that many dominant teams in the league, if any. I mean, maybe right now you could say the Colts, but Daniel Jones is still their quarterback, so we've seen Daniel Jones. This is great Daniel Jones, but we've seen bad Daniel Jones. So, who knows when that's going to pop up. So, there's not that many dominant teams this year. Go out at the trade deadline and make some deals. Yes, I know Jerry Jones said that the Cowboys are probably not one player away on defense from making them, a formidable defense. I don't think so either, because they have so many holes. They have no pass rush. I don't want to hear anything about Micah anymore. It's over. It's week 9. Get over it. There's no pass rush. And even if Micah was on the field, they're still giving up 35-40 in that game against Denver. It doesn't really matter. Their linebackers are terrible. Their cornerbacks can't cover a soul. Their safeties, who knows where they are. It's just there's so many holes on this defensive side of the ball. I think, yes, if you could get 1 or 2 players through the trade deadline just to make you somewhat better, especially with the guys that you're getting back. You're going to get a Savon Ravel. Who knows what you're going to get from him, but you're going to get him back. Maybe we see Trayvon Diggs again. I don't know. You're going to get DeMarvion Overshown. I'm not going to go all in and say we're going to see what we saw from him before his injury. He's coming back from a pretty serious knee injury. You got to make some kind of deal or deals. From what I've heard from Jerry Jones, it doesn't seem like it's going to be a big name, because he's already talking about money, and it's got to be a cheap move, and so the whole Max Crosby is out the window. Trey Hendrickson out the window. I don't know why I keep doing this to myself when it comes to the Cowboys, but I'm a fan. I'm never going to stop being a fan, even as much as they piss me the fuck off. But, hey, Cowboys stinker. I look like a clown with these last 2 videos that I made last week before the game. But what are you going to do? You got to have some kind of confidence. And right now, the Cowboys defense has none. But, yeah. It's running up the score. Go to 500level.com and use promo code RUTS for 30% off. That's RUTS for 30% off site-wide. You get t-shirts, something like this. Player Association licensed gear. If you're a sports fan, you need to go to 500level.com and use promo code RUTS. Live like a legend. Let's go.